What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? What's good? I don't know if you guys can listen. I don't know if you guys hear, but I am live now, streaming live on YouTube. So let's see if you guys. I don't know if you guys can hear or not. There's nobody there. But yeah, man, we're gonna be reacting live to what is going to be the presentation of the cities for the 2026 World Cup. So hopefully you guys are there. Hopefully you guys can join me. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little IG story. Let's just go live on IG as well, because why not? But yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna be doing this live. Hopefully you guys can join me there. It's almost 4 o'clock. It's 3:59, and we're gonna be reacting live. And hopefully, Houston can get like can be part of one, the city or whatever, or be part of the cities that will host the 2026 World Cup. So, um, yeah, we're just waiting here for the stream to show up to start on FS1, which is going to be showing it. If you're watching it in Spanish, it's going to be on Telemundo. But yeah, man, today could be a historic day for the city of Houston in general, for the community of soccer here in Houston. So hopefully you guys are watching it. If you're not watching it, then I can, you know, give it to you play by play of what's going on here. So we're still obviously the NBA finals are still going on. So you know, yeah, man. So the NBA finals are still going on. So obviously there's a show there. But as soon as the show ends, hopefully they'll start. Are you serious? Well, so it just showed the thing on the bottom of the screen. Son of a biscuit. Let me see. Let me just go to Telemundo because Telemundo is gonna. It should. Okay, yeah, there you go. All right, so here are the cities, and yes, it seems like Houston is going to be a city. So let's see here what we can do. Yeah, man, Houston is going to be hosting the 2026 World Cup. There you go, Houston, one of them. Thank God. There you go. We have the World Cup in Houston, guys. Uh, okay. 4:45, 4:30. So obviously it's gonna be a while. I probably won't be on the thing here, but I think Houston is gonna get it. So this might be a little bit of a little premature of me, but I don't care. And I think Houston is gonna get it. I think we should be able to get it. I mean, the cities on it. Let me see. Let me see if I'm able to pull up while I'm still there. Host cities for 2026 World Cup, and then we can just kind of go through them, and then we'll talk about each city and see if I think. So, all right. So these are the 16 U.S. cities that are bidding for it. Let's see, Paulo Nagamura is speaking on Telemundo. But 16 cities in the U.S. Bidding for 10 or possibly 11 spots, because obviously we don't know if I don't think they have Edmonton here, but Edmonton in Canada, I think they have Toronto, Vancouver in Canada, and they have Edmonton, who was the third, possibly the third, city that could host it. But I think as of now, Canada usually has two cities, which are like the biggest cities, which are Vancouver and Toronto. So most likely those are going to get it. But then on the other side, if you're going to look at the U.S. cities, you have Atlanta with their Mercedes-Benz stadiums, where usually Atlanta United plays, which they pack it, every single time. Boston, Gillette Stadium, obviously the New England Revolution. Cincinnati, Paul Brown Stadium. If I'm not mistaken, that's probably where the Cincinnati Bengals play, because obviously most of these are going to be football stadiums because of the size and the capacity of these stadiums. So Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, obviously FC Cincinnati plays over there. Dallas, AT&T Stadium, obviously Jerry World, as they call it, where the Cowboys play. You have Denver and Power Field at Mile High, which is where the Broncos play. Uh, and then you have the Colorado Rapids who play out of there. Then you have obviously Houston, NRG Stadium, where the Houston Texans play, but obviously you have the Houston Dynamo. Then Kansas City Arrowhead Stadium, where the Chiefs play. Obviously, they have Sporting Kansas City over there. Los Angeles Rose Bowl or SoFi Stadium. Obviously, they have two stadiums over there, and they have two soccer teams over there: LAFC and Los Angeles Galaxy. Miami Hard Rock Stadium, where you have the Inter Miami and Miami Dolphins. Nashville Nissan Stadium, or Nashville SC Soccer Club, or Tennessee Titans. They come out of Nashville. New York, New Jersey MetLife Stadium. That's where the Giants play. Orlando Camping World Stadium, where who plays in Orlando? Is there a football team in Orlando? I don't know. I can't think of it now. But if they do, they'll be playing there. Philadelphia, obviously Lincoln Financial Field, where Philadelphia Union plays in Philadelphia, but they don't play in Lincoln Field. The 76ers is basketball. Who plays? The Eagles. The Eagles play over there. San Francisco Levi Stadium. They do have a soccer team, if I'm not mistaken, but it's a lower league team. And then they're going to be playing on the 49ers, Seattle Lumen Field, where both the Seattle Seahawks and the Seattle Sounders both play in there. And also, it's another good soccer town. And then Baltimore with M&T Bank Stadium. So obviously, those are all the cities that are postulating themselves. Is that a word? I don't know. But those are the 16 cities in Houston that are going to be bidding for this thing. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how many of these cities don't get it. I know, for example, Kansas City, a lot of people are not that they're looking over them, but like when you think of Kansas City, I don't know if people don't think about like very like a soccer town, even though it is a pretty pretty big soccer town. But I guess I was thinking of more like a touristy. Is that a word? I don't know. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But yeah, 7 minutes in, nobody in the chat. It's all good. And I don't think I'm gonna go on for this long either, because they're gonna make this announcement in at 4:40, 4:45. So it's gonna be a while from now. But if I was y'all, FS1, Telemundo, they're both gonna be showing it. Ubaldo from Telemundo is on right now. Shout out to Ubaldo, who I haven't talked to in person, but I've seen him a couple times at the Dynamo Stadium. So shout out to him. Obviously, doing great work over there. And let's jump to FS1, see what they're doing over there, because they still had that basketball show that they were doing. But let me see what they're doing. FS1. So yeah, dead silence. Okay, so yeah, it's Stu Holden. All right, perfect. So yeah, it's gonna take a while. Shout out to my guy, or to both of my guys wearing Boca Juniors jerseys in the back. Of course, I had to represent Aston Villa just for this one. Actually, well, because I'm going out after this. But yeah, what's up, Eddie? How you doing, bro? But yeah, man, we have two Boca Juniors jerseys straight front and center to show the world what's going on, with this. But yeah, man, the World Cup is already in the United States. Super excited to see what is going to happen, what is going to be. Like, you don't understand how big. I mean, when people think about like what's going on, or not what's going on, but like soccer and everything that is going on with soccer in this world, not in this world, but in the United States, like this announcement today could literally change the way that people see soccer in Houston, altogether, because Houston is usually looked down upon uh, in the last few years just because of the quality of the teams that we were not able to put out. Obviously the quality of those were pretty low. In the Houston Dynamo, the Dash kind of now also in the last few years becoming, like a household name, which is really good in the women's side of things, because obviously we all know that the women's side of the sport is growing like crazy, and that's like the new kind of like the new frontier in a way, and soccer is the women's game. So having the Houston Dynamo be one of, be a representative not only for the city but like for the sport in general, for women's soccer, it's like a giant thing. And then having obviously the Houston Dynamo, like you want them to be at the same level or even more, or not to like talk down about anybody, but like you want both teams to be competing up top and be competitive teams, not only in their leagues but internationally. But I think obviously U.S. soccer has done something really good this year, and finally winning a CONCACAF Champions League in Seattle Sounders. And it's cool to see how Seattle Sounders has broken a barrier when it comes to U.S. soccer, and now we are able to, the 1994 World Cup was here in Houston, or not in Houston, but in the United States. But I don't think it did kickstart. I mean, you saw what it did last, and the MLS came right after. So if the 1994 league with resources, with its low resources, quote unquote, and not the world that we live in today. Obviously, the 90s were completely different to what we are living today, almost 30 years later. And you see how they were able to put a league together to what has become now a league that almost has 30 teams, that has soccer specific stadiums built, um, cities that have been coming from years and years of putting together teams, academies, and just creating players. I mean, we see, not to uh, diminish anybody, but Dallas. Obviously, we have in Houston, we have a huge rivalry with them, but you cannot talk down about the fact that Dallas has produced so many international players and U.S. men's national team players as well. So you see all the steps that were made after the 1994 World Cup till now, and you see the potential that what this 2026 World Cup could be to not only the country itself, in a financial way and whatever it may bring, but also in each city that it's in, it could like blow up huge. So this is a huge step for Houston soccer. This is a huge step. Well, if we get picked, of course, right? But it could be like a huge thing for the sport here in the city. I think we do the best we can with the podcasting, or we're doing videos, having leagues, creating spots and places where people can watch soccer, play soccer, enjoy the game of soccer. And shout out to everybody that has been putting in their work. I've known people, like for example, Glenn Davis playing soccer in the '80s, and then with the radio show, sticking into Houston and loving the city and promoting the game in the city. So, but man, this could be huge for the city. This could be, this could take the city to a whole nother level, and then it will give us 4 years to get ready for the biggest event in sports. Like literally, like I know the Olympics are huge, but the Olympics, I think they're about the same amount of time, but I don't think it brings the same amount of eyes that this does. Competition. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass, but I think for me that I'm a lover, lover of soccer. I think it brings more um, passion, love, whatever it may be. From like you can get that more for soccer, and especially a World Cup when you have countries, when you have different like cities, coming together, and just countries and generations of people, players, and I don't know. It's just a conglomerate. That's a giant word of different things that could change literally the trajectory of what the city of Houston is. Like if we get this, I'm sure the city is going to start investing money in infrastructure, and God knows we all need that in the city of Houston. With so many problems and just so many things that could come, money wise, not only for the city. I mean, it's not that we well humble brag, but Houston's usually, when it comes to money, the state of Texas usually tends to do pretty well. We tend to like, other than the freeze. Uh, I, Alex on the chat on I don't know who you are, but yeah, man, we're talking about the whole presentation of the cities on that's going to happen here shortly, of the cities that are going to be giving a seed, or they'll be able to host the World Cup. So, and then we're just talking about how, in Houston, for example, like this is going to be monumental, right? It's going to, like I said, it's going to change infrastructure, money. It's going to bring visibility to the game. It's going to create new spots where you guys, can play soccer. It's going to bring, hopefully, promote new leagues. It's probably going to promote, new talent, which is also something that the Houston Dynamo, for example, being the professional team, and the Houston Dash as well, it could bring, many boys and girls to aspire to become that. Um, Alex on the chat says, Alex, yeah, Alex says, I want Baltimore MNT Stadium to be part of the host cities. Are you in Baltimore by any chance? I don't know. Are you in that area? But yeah, I mean, Baltimore is what? Baltimore, DC area, right? It should be. It should be. I just went here. Let me go through the cities again, just so we can get a glimpse of it. But only 10 or 11 of them are going to get spots out of 16. So Atlanta, Boston, Cincinnati, Dallas, Denver, Houston, Kansas City, Los Angeles, Miami, Nashville, New York, New Jersey slash Orlando, Philadelphia, San Francisco, Seattle, Baltimore. So out of these, if I were to like take some out, just being biased, I've never been to any of these other than like Dallas. Um, I would say maybe Cincinnati, even though the U.S. men's national team always plays there, and then probably like Nashville, and I mean Orlando's huge though, and Philadelphia always has stuff, and man, all these cities are very touristy. I would say Kansas City, but then again, Kansas City, it's just like in the middle of everything. Because also you have to keep in mind that a lot of these games are also going to be played in Mexico. Um, Mexico has two cities. Mexico City, Monterrey are going to be most likely two of the host cities. I don't know if they have any more, but obviously you want somewhere close and between, to kind of be in there, right? So La Edad Vale Madres, of course, on the chat says absolutely LA, New York City, Houston, Chicago must be in. I agree too. I think those are, I mean, top four cities in the United States, right? Like when it comes to population wise, and I think infrastructure wise, right? Mexico City, Monterrey, Guadalajara. So there you go. There's three from Mexico, and then also you have to think about travel. You want to keep the groups kind of grouped together. So Houston, for example, it's kind of like in between everything. So it's a great pit stop for everybody. Houston is close to the Mexican cities, is close to the South cities. Like Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, Nashville, even Dallas. Like those. That's a big group of cities right there. I don't think we need Mexico and Canada. LOL. U.S. can have. I mean, honestly, I think they could. I think the U.S. could handle the whole World Cup itself. But I think on this one they had to. I don't know if compromise, just because the United States. It's sometimes has issues, and I think having countries like Canada and Mexico kind of softens the blows internationally. It's like, yeah, we're being friendly, and we're spreading everything. So that's why I think maybe that's why. But yeah, I don't know. You let me know. Mexican national team plays as local most of the times in any city, and you say, hey, that is true. And I think it's also financial, right? Mexico usually makes more money in the United States than they do in Mexico. I think they haven't played in Mexico in forever. Well, I'm lying because they just played in Mexico not too long ago. But they usually, play in the United States more because they know that there's a little bit more money to be made in the United States. There's no lie there, right? But I just think it's cool. I mean, it's cool that Canada gets a little glimpse of it. Especially them, being able to make it to the World Cup, first of the group. With like dates to spare. So I think it's cool. But let me see what my boy, what's his face, the Spanish commentator, he's speaking. But shout out to my boys on that thing wearing the Boca Juniors, the old school Boca Juniors jersey. The Mexico hosting the World Cup 3 different times. Shout out to Mexico, man. That's crazy. So 86, and I think once before, and like in the 60s, 70s, and then we got 3 people wearing Boca jerseys. The girl is kind of hidden behind the girl. Shout out. So so right now they're gonna show the when they awarded the. So thank you everybody on the watching. Appreciate that. But now they're showing the way that Mexico 70. Okay, so Pelé won in Mexico, Maradona won in Mexico. Messi. I don't know. As an Argentinian, I have to say it, but I don't want to jinx it. But how cool would that be, right? I don't know where the final is gonna be, but imagine having another final in El Azteca, and then literally, possibly the greatest 3 to have ever. Well, I guess we can include Cristiano Ronaldo, right? But 3 of like the four, or top 10. I guess let's just put top 10 greatest footballers that have ever played. Possibly, winning something in Mexican soil. That would be amazing. That would be great for Argentinians all around the world. So that's me being selfish, but I'm very excited about this, man. I think Houston could definitely, be part of this. We already saw Messi here. We already saw Messi score. I think we need to see more stars. I think the city is ready, man. Let's see here. Brazil likes to play in Guadalajara. They request to play there in any official competition. That's interesting. I wonder. I don't know if you know the reason, but that would be cool to know why. Could it be like weather-wise? Mexico City, Guadalajara, Monterrey, Atlanta, Boston, Cincinnati, Dallas, Denver, Houston, Kansas City, Los Angeles, Miami, Orlando, Nashville, New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, San Francisco Bay Area, Seattle, Washington D.C., Baltimore, Maryland area. So, Vancouver, Edmonton, Toronto. I don't know if Edmonton should get it. I think it's too north, man. But it's gonna be exciting, man. It's gonna be exciting. Hopefully, make this damn announcement sooner than later. But yeah, appreciate Chile. Yeah, I'm a new Aston Villa fan, so I had to get the home and away. I have the home kit, in the closet. But man, when you look at the map, bro, like Houston is so perfect in there. Like we are literally in the middle of the country, just waiting to be picked, waiting to host such a thing. Like we could literally like just host the whole tournament in like the east side of the country. I think LA and San Francisco can be okay with it. I don't know, because then you have Seattle, Vancouver over there. They're really close together. Edmonton is close to that, so those 3 could get it over there. And then, I mean, you could do like 4 different regions. Like Northwest, Southwest, Northeast, and Southeast type thing. There's a bunch of teams. There's a bunch of countries. But let's see what La Edad Vale Madre. It's not the funniest name. But it says since they won the cup in the 70s, they played there in 86, also in the Confederations Cups in 99, U23 in 83, U17 in 2011, and Gold Cup in 05. Damn, bro, you know your stuff. Shout out to you, man. But big Chelsea fan I see over here in the chat. Yeah, there's one of the guys in Dynamo Theory that's a Chelsea fan, but Not, I don't know. I actually started following the Premier League this year, like this past season. I always, you always watch it or like know about the big players, about the stars, but I decided to actually pick a team to stick with it. And I didn't want, like just, the typical United City, Chelsea, Arsenal, like the big teams, the top, what do they call it, top five, top six. So I'm a history nerd. I'm a history fan. So I went into to see who, where the beginners of the whole, league, and Aston Villa was one of them. So I decided I was actually between Aston Villa and Leeds, and then I just decided to go with Aston Villa because it was the team that I didn't know anything about completely. So I was like, let's go from scratch and just learn about the culture of the city of Birmingham and everything that comes around. So, oh, there's the envelopes. Come on, lady. Oh, Jesus. Come on, lady. So the envelopes are ready. She's just not deciding not to show them. But if you're in the chat on YouTube live, this is my first time actually going live on YouTube. But if you have, what do you follow? What teams do you follow? Let me know in the chat. I want to see what we're working with. What kind of fans we're working with, and also uh, to La Edad Vale Madres. I appreciate the fact that you know your history, man. That's pretty awesome. He's a Chivas fan, Corazon, and then Barcelona. Okay, first envelope, guys. First envelope. Cities in the West. All right. Vancouver is in. Vancouver. Here they come. Here they come. The cities are being announced right now, guys. Vancouver, official first city of the 2026 World Cup. Second city on the west side. Seattle, of course. Of course. Shout out to Seattle. Shout out to the CONCACAF champions. Oh man. I feel like I know that Houston is in it, but I'm still nervous, dude. Third city in the West. San Francisco. San Francisco gets it. Three. We have three cities in the West. Oh Lord. This is kind of nerve wracking in a way. Fourth city. Los Angeles, of course. I mean, of course. SoFi Stadium. SoFi Stadium. So they had two stadiums that they could pick up, but SoFi wins it out. We are right now. They're saying the west side of the country or the region. Guadalajara, of course. So shout out to you, a Chivas fan there. You will be hosting the World Cup for the third time. Five cities in the West: Vancouver, Seattle, San Francisco, LA, Guadalajara. West Coast is ready to go, man. So sorry, Edmonton, you were not chosen. Oh man, this is crazy, dude. I'm excited. Thank you guys for joining, man. I'm super pumped. They got Michael Bublé on the screen, giving a shout out for Vancouver. And let me just tell you this: he's married to an Argentinian lady, so that's awesome. See what they have for Seattle. Drew Carey and part owner of the Seattle Sounders. That's amazing, dude. So, what are the ups, or what's it called? Up, over, and under, and Houston hosting? Let me know. Let me know. Akron, Akron Stadium. That's an interesting name. A women's World Cup winner, Chastain from the 1999 team, is congratulating San Francisco. I wonder who they're gonna have for Houston. God damn, I'm super pumped. LA, Magic Johnson. I think who's part owner of LAFC. Man, oh, Sergio Perez, Formula One driver, showing out for his Guadalajara city. Bro, 5 cities: West Coast, Vancouver, Seattle, San Francisco, LA, Guadalajara. There we go. First Mexican city, first Canadian city. Edmonton, unfortunately, not able to make it to this one. So, but shout out to Edmonton, man. I don't know much about them, but shout out to Edmonton. All right, thank you. 7 people online. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. Who do we have here? That dude looks like Bad Bunny, like after a diet. Canadian player. Jonathan Osorio, Canadian international. I mean, low key, he does look like Bad Bunny after a diet. Maybe it's a haircut. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do the center. Let's do the center. I want to see. Come on, baby. All right. So right now they're congratulating Jonathan Osorio. Do they say Orozco or Osorio? I feel like Osorio is like a Mexican national, right? But yeah. Shout out to the Canadian team, man. They made it to first team from CONCACAF to actually go into the Qatar World Cup, and then they'll be, obviously, if they don't, since they're hosting, they're not gonna have to qualify. Mexico, United States, Canada will not have to like technically play for a spot in the next World Cup. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna, it's gonna give a whole opportunity to the other teams, like El Salvador, even Guatemala, Costa Rica, Panama. Well, Costa Rica made it, but we'll see what's going on. Let's go. Come on, baby. Yeah, man. Shout out to you. So we're watching live on FS1 the announcement of the cities that will be hosting the 2026 World Cup. They just announced the West Coast, which are 5 cities. So Vancouver, Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Guadalajara. They're going to the next stop. Let's see if they go to the next. Come on, y'all taking so long. After this, I'm taking my son to go watch that new. Oh, here we go. Central region. Here we go, baby. Becky G. Oof, I gotta make sure I don't look too fat, but I gotta get comfortable for this one just in case I gotta get excited. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Central region. Kansas City. Kansas City makes it in. Kansas City makes it in. I didn't hear Denver. Dallas, of course. I mean, you have to. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord. She said Atlanta. This is breaking. Fuck yeah, Houston! Houston is in, baby. We are locked in. World Cup is coming. 2026. We're ready. We are ready. 2026. I don't care about any of the other cities as Monterrey gets announced, but Houston is officially a host of the 2026 World Cup, and obviously Mexico City. Wow, dude. 4 years, man. 4 years to get ready. 4 years to prepare. 4 years to show the world that we are going to be the best host city in this goddamn World Cup, man. Fuck, dude, I'm so excited. The World Cup is coming to Houston, guys. The World Cup is coming to in Houston. Patrick Mahomes talking about Kansas City. Shout out to Kansas City, even though I don't like them. Two of the cities that, or two of the football teams that I don't like. Atlanta. Oh man. Bro, that's a lot of cities. Well, I guess yeah. So a lot of let me see. They have Seattle, San Francisco, LA, Kansas City, Houston, Dallas, Atlanta. That's 7 cities, so that's like four more spots. Houston. We got Space Shuttle Commander and astronaut Chris Ferguson. Of course, you had to. Oh, dude, this is amazing. This is amazing. It's gonna be great. Monterrey, Blue Demon. That's crazy. In Mexico City to finalize that Central Region, El Kikín Fonseca, El Estadio Azteca. I wonder where the final is going to be. I wonder if it's going to be in El Azteca. That would be amazing. Oh man, so excited! Thank you guys for staying along. I know there's more cities, but I gotta go. Well, I don't have to go, but I have to go. Oh man, I'm so excited! I'm pumped. So Denver didn't make it. Nashville didn't make it. Cincinnati didn't make it. And I am super excited. The World Cup is coming to Houston, guys. It's coming to Houston. All right, guys, I'm logging off. Appreciate your help. Thank you for all the information. La la de madres. Anybody else that was there, Blue Demon y La Parca, those are the two greatest wrestlers in the whole wide world. And yes, you heard it here first. Not that I watched a lot of Mexican wrestling, but those two are the greatest. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody. Thank you for jumping on. Thank you for staying with me if you were here from the beginning. But thank you so much. I appreciate the love and the support. Tomorrow, there's a new episode coming out, a new interview. So hopefully you guys are available. And yeah, man, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for the love. You guys have a good one. Be safe. Cuatro cuatro. We're out. Houston, Texas in the World Cup, baby. Let's go. Bye.